G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here with another episode of Season 2 of our playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker Varnhold's Lot. When last we left off, we have basically completed the City of Hollow Eyes. We've done everything that can be done on the map, and we've collected all the goodies that we wanted to. So it is time to head back to Varnhold. Okay, so we are back with the fight that ended our playthrough last time. I don't expect it to be anywhere near as hard this time. But the first thing I want to point out is that the turn-based combat mod has been updated to version 1.0 now. So it's done its final full release, or its initial full release. The developer contacted me a couple of days ago. I downloaded 1.0.0. Tested it out for him. There was a bug, it wasn't installing properly, so I let him know and he fixed it straight away, and I've been testing it ever since, and it's quite good. The main feature I want to point out is that you have this toggle now that allows you to toggle on or off whether you're going to automatically use a full attack when you attack. So if you previously, when you had a full round and you attacked something, it would do a full attack, which meant if you've got more than one attack like some of my characters here do, you would do all of them. When you turn this off now, you could attack once and then move, which is not something that you were able to do previously. So that's a nice little feature. And there's a couple other little things under the hood as well. But yes, this is the battle that we had so much problem with previously. We are now going to try and get through this without too much of a hassle. So that was a nice little sneak attack from Varn there. Now, just to refresh for myself, yes, these are chaotic evil dread zombie cyclopses. So that means they can be... we can use Smite Evil on them. So Drek is going to do just that. And gets a couple of really good hits in. That's nice. Hilfarn, they're too far away for me to reliably do any damage by channeling positive energy. And I really don't think it'll do much. So let's just use Prayer instead. We know that... Hold Person won't work on them because they're undead. Baldur, your standard go-to is shoot as many arrows at them as possible. Tracery, I've actually done really well in that first little section there. Normally, I would drop a grease underneath this guy, but frankly, the chances are that I might not need to. I might be able to wipe this guy out before he gets any closer. Just with what my guys are able to do here. So let's... damn it. I meant to switch to Disrupt Undead for Tracery so that she would do a little bit, but we used another spell anyway, that's fine. How close is this Cyclops going to get? Too close. But he wasn't close enough to attack. He is probably going to do an attack of opportunity on Varn. Yes. And Varn critically missed. Damn it. And took 20 damage for his trouble. So we're going to use Smite Evil on this guy as well for Drek so that he can do some more damage. Oh, come on, Drek. That's ridiculous. You're that close and you're missing. We can't hold. I think you're better off, Hilfan, just putting quarrels into him at this point. Baldur, well, yeah. So that worked really well, and the big advantage is we didn't have to grease up this walkway through this area. Okay, now, one of the things that I actually find a little bit annoying about this game is not that there are these romantic options in here, but I would actually like if there was some way that they were highlighted so that you would know that if you click them, they will take you down that path because you might want to or you might not want to. So this one here, if I use this one here, you give him a particularly interested look. Aren't you cold in those clothes? Not that I don't enjoy the view. So that is basically hitting on him, which you can do if you want. Of course, I don't want to do that, but I just find it interesting that there was no indication of that, and that's throughout the entire game. There's parts like that through the original campaign as well as this. This is another point, at least one more point, where you talk to him where you have a similar interaction. But thankfully, it doesn't really matter what you do there. You can get through this section. So we are going to go through here, but first of all, I just want to come over here and uncover these little parts of the map and get... Oops, I didn't want to pick up those kukris, did I? Drop. And we've got that there that we don't need as well. And we don't need that. I think that's all of the major stuff. Oh, and we don't want that. That's all of the major stuff that we don't want at this point. We're probably going to still end up carrying too much. So this is the way out, but there is a little thing right here with a potion in it. I don't even know what that potion does. What does that do? Potion of Feather Step. Yeah, that's nice. Don't really need it. So let's have a look at these guys. Do they have anything that we want to keep? Well, there are 2 Masterwork Great Axes here, so that's good. Now, there is one skeletal champion melee fighter up here. There's another one up here and a skeletal archer. I tend to find it's easier if I come up this way, so that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to proceed up this way and then attack. Looks like we didn't get into position quickly enough. Hilfern. We still have... No, we don't have the prayer still going, so let's prayer up again. Very nice. Okay, the archer missed most of his shots, which is good. So we have Tracery here. We're going to get her to use Grease, which will hopefully disrupt those guys a little bit. We don't have any more Smite Evils available, but what we might just do is turn on our Divine Hunter's Bond for Drek. He uses his round to do that, but it's just buffing up his weapon a little bit. So this skeletal champion has missed. None of these guys are going to be flat-footed because they've all moved, so it doesn't matter who I attack with Varn, but normally I try and attack to someone who hasn't moved in the first round of combat so that he can sometimes get sneak attack. Normally I'd be going for the skeletal archer, but this guy's right in our face, so let's get him out of the way first. Well done. Cephal, you're in a little bit of trouble there because you've got this guy right behind you. Did a little bit of damage to him, but not a huge amount. Okay, that was a pretty pathetic hill farm. Thankfully the archer missed. I was just double checking where the archer was actually attacking with that. Okay, that was a good round at the champion there. Yeah, I'll finish him off. I was thinking about going for the other guy, but I knew that it'd only take one hit to take him out. Well, I was hoping it would only take one hit to take him out. Yeah, that's not what I want. That's what I want. I'm not... Oh, what am I talking about? I was going to say I'm not going to bother using any advanced spells, but I've never noticed that before. The tree just shook from the explosion. I've never noticed that sort of thing happening before. That was very nice. Yeah, there's no sense keeping spells. I don't need them for anything else. This is the end of the combat before we get back to town. So I got plenty of chance to use up all of my spells. I don't really see most of that doing anything extra. Very good. Drek, you can just finish it maybe. So close. Maybe Varn will finish it for us. No, guess not. It's all down to me. And the skeletal archer dies in an explosion of gore. Right. Oh, ho hum. None of us do have Dispel Magic, do we? No. We'll take that. And all of that. That's not worth anything. And we'll take that. Okay. So there's really not too much else around here. Come on, Baldur, get up. Get over here. There we go. And that's everything. And of course, picking up those extra camping supplies now mean that we're carrying too much. So the easiest... Oh, I didn't notice those. Those are standard. Those are those are just normal crossbows. I mean, they are 9 gold for 4. There we go. So let's head on out. So this is a weird little encounter. You've got this scrawny looking centaur running around by himself, prancing around, being a bit whooping and leaping. I don't know, he's just enjoying running and jumping, I guess. Damn, we failed our nature check. Let's do the stealth. We succeeded there. Finish it. So what we've basically done is rescued this centaur. It comes in handy. I don't think you have to do it, but it does come in handy, I found later.
I do not like that Gunderson, even if he is not a spy. And mind you, I still have my doubts. Vagabonds like him always bring trouble.
I can't keep all the vagabonds from breaking their necks in the ruins. At least if he finds something interesting, he'll bring it to us, not Brevoy.
So that little conversation right there would have been better back here when we just met him. Why, after meeting up with that centaur, did we talk about Gunderson that, we met a day ago, or, 8, 12 hours ago, whatever it was? Very, very weird. Okay, so Cephal has just ticked everybody off. I mean, he's evil. That's what they do. Oh, these guys have got levels. Let's really quickly do that. I'm not going to use them, but it will bug me if I don't do something about it. Okay. So we have a lot of stuff to sell, but the other thing I've got to point out is our guys here still have these debilitating or mortal injuries or whatever it is. We're going to have to remember to do something about that, because if we don't, we're going to get stuck with those guys. So we're going to have to rest. I'm just going to complete all of the conversations that I can here, and then we'll leave and we'll rest up and sell up, and there's another little mission that we've got. So, okay. And then Cephal here, you're asking him about his history and stuff like that, and then what he wanted to talk to you about. It's all... he just wants you to side with him, basically. But I'm going to side with Varn on most things. I just don't trust Cephal because he's evil. Now, I haven't seen, as far as I've gotten into this module, I haven't seen that he does betray us at all, but there's a possibility that he might, so I'm being a little careful. Right. So, as far as the game is concerned, we need to go and talk to Gunderson, and there is an instigator trying to stir up trouble in the town. So we can do all of that here in the inn. How are we doing for time? Yep. So let's talk to Gunderson first. So he's writing a book about us. So he is the chronicler of this story, like Lindsay is the chronicler of the other story. This again is the romantic option, which I'm not going to do, but we've asked him about any instigators. Let's head upstairs. We can also talk to this guy, but I've got to remember to head upstairs and rest. Very good. And look, we've got a level, so let's do this before I forget. what am I going to get here? What can I take? We've already got Point Blank Master in Longbow. There's Hammer the Gap. Which does extra damage for each consecutive hit that you do on an opponent. Or there's Clustered Shot, which allows you to add up all of the damage that you do before you remove damage reduction. Now, we seem to have a large number of opponents which have damage reduction in this module. So I'm going to pick that. So that was my level up. Right, we do have that. Very good. Yep, Deadly Aim is a good option for our Magus, and we don't have any third level spells yet. So I think we want Stinking Cloud. We've already got, Cephal's got that, but this will be useful as well. It's tempting to get Dispel Magic, but I'm going to take another Haste. Yes, just so that we've got someone else who can haste us if we need to. And let's just remember to... I'm also going to get rid of some of these extras because we are running a little low. We're using... We've got way more than we need. Okay, Cephal... 7th level wizard. Going to give him greater spell focus in conjuration. And so those are the conjuring spells. He's already got... Oh, sorry, this is 4th level. Dimension Door is not too bad, but I'm not going to take any of these other ones. I think instead... Controlled Fireball is nice, but still, like, all it does is it allows you to cast the spell at your own companions, and they take half the damage. It's like, I've found that this Obsidian Flow seems to work quite well. So convert a thin layer of the ground to molten glass that cools quickly. Creatures in the area take 1d6 of points of fire damage per 2 caster levels, and become entangled until they make a successful strength, athletic, or mobility check. Any creature within this area that makes a successful reflex save takes half damage and is not entangled. The ground is covered with slippery expanses and sharp shards of obsidian. The area of effect is difficult terrain, and creatures inside the area take a -5 penalty on mobility. Successful acrobatics check is required to charge across the area. A creature that falls prone in the area takes 1d6 points of damage from sharp obsidian. So this Obsidian Flow coupled with a Grease would potentially make things interesting as well, because not only is it a slippery area with the glassy surface, the obsidian surface, but if they fall over in that area, even from something else, I'm assuming they're going to take damage. So I like that spell. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. So I think, as we did previously, we just might consider taking some other spells here. And it's been a while since I magic missiled, and he's getting at a fairly high level now, so we might give him that and see how that goes. And we'll take a Dimensional Door and 2 Obsidian Flows. Probably not going to use the Dimensional Door too often, but it is a decent spell. It's not too bad. Okay. Varn, I'm going to give you Point Blank Shot because you are using a crossbow a fair bit. Our Cleric, Crusader. Going to give you Deadly Aim, and then another Divine Favour, even though we're rarely using it. Actually, to replace that with another Bless. They're my sort of backup if I run out of prayer. And all we can give you is Stone Spikes. It's not bad, but it's not great either. So it has a very, very large area that it creates, and so it basically makes these stone spikes jump up out of the ground. So it acts a bit like an entangle, but also does more damage than that. So it's not bad. So we'll definitely be trying that. And finally, our Divine Hunter. And it's so tempting to take Selective Channel here. But I think Many Shot is the option that we want. Because that just does more damage. I mean, Selective Channel allows us to use the channel healing ability, and it ignores opponents so that it only heals us, because normally if we do that, everyone in that area gets healed. And I did say I'll want to take it at some point, but not right now. I think what I'm going to do is maybe end the episode right here. We still have to talk to the innkeeper, and then we have to go and do some stuff outside. But we'll do that in the next episode. So thank you for joining me for this episode of Pathfinder Kingmaker Varnhold's Lot. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like and share it with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest episodes, and I will see you for the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.